divide,
divide,
何かをいくつかの部分に分けること。
divide the cake into equal parts,
divide the cake into equal parts.
the river divides the city,
The river divides the city.
opinions are divided on this issue,
Opinions are divided on this issue.
divide,
Divide,
incredible,
incredible,
驚くほど素晴らしい、または信じがたい。
the magician performed an incredible trick,
the magician performed an incredible trick.
her recovery was incredible,
Her recovery was incredible.
it's incredible that he won the race,
It's incredible that he won the race.
incredible,
Incredible,
brick,
brick,
建築材料の一種であるレンガ。
the house was made of brick,
the house was made of brick.
he laid the bricks carefully,
He laid the bricks carefully.
the brick wall surrounded the garden,
The brick wall surrounded the garden.
brick,
Brick,
worn,
worn,
危険や問題について知らせること。
the weather report warned of a storm,
the weather report warned of a storm.
she warned him not to be late,
She warned him not to be late.
the sign warned of a steep cliff ahead,
The sign warned of a steep cliff ahead.
worn,
Warn,
shallow,
shallow,
深さがあまりないこと。
the water was shallow near the shore,
the water was shallow near the shore.
he prefers shallow conversations,
He prefers shallow conversation.
the roots of the plant are shallow,
The roots of the plant are shallow.
shallow,
Shallow,
transfer,
transfer,
何かを別の場所や人に移すこと。
transfer the data to a new computer,
transfer the data to a new computer.
he requested a transfer to another department,
He requested a transfer to another department.
the transfer of ownership was completed,
The transfer of ownership was completed.
transfer,
Transfer,
swell,
swell,
膨れ上がること、またはその膨れ。
her ankle began to swell,
her ankle began to swell.
the crowd swelled to hundreds,
The crowd swelled to hundreds.
he felt a swell of pride,
He felt a swell of pride.
swell,
Swell,
convince,
convince,
説得して信じさせること。
he convinced her to stay.
he convinced her to stay.
It's hard to convince skeptics.
It's hard to convince skeptics.
She convinced everyone of her plan's merit.
She convinced everyone of her plan's merit.
Convince,
Convince,
stare,
stare,
長い間、じっと見つめること。
she stared at the painting in awe.
she stared at the painting in awe.
Don't stare at strangers.
Don't stare at strangers.
He stared out the window, lost in thought.
He stared out the window, lost in thought.
Stare,
Stare,
select,
select,
選択すること、または選ばれたもの。
select the best option available.
select the best option available.
She was selected for the team.
She was selected for the team.
The jury is made up of select members.
The jury is made up of select members.
Select,
Select,
resolve,
resolve,
固い決心、または問題の解決。
She resolved to change her lifestyle.
she resolved to change her lifestyle.
They resolved the dispute peacefully.
They resolved the dispute peacefully.
His resolve was unbreakable.
His resolve was unbreakable.
Resolve,
Resolve,
drag,
drag,
引きずること、または退屈な状況。
He dragged the chair across the room.
he dragged the chair across the room.
The meeting was a real drag.
The meeting was a real drag.
Don't drag me into your problems.
Don't drag me into your problems.
Drag,
Drag,
rational,
rational,
理性的で合理的な。
It's important to make rational decisions.
It's important to make rational decisions.
His argument was rational and convincing.
His argument was rational and convincing.
She questioned the rational basis of his plan.
She questioned the rational basis of his plan.
Rational,
Rational,
crop,
crop,
農作物、または収穫すること。
The farmer harvested the wheat crop.
the farmer harvested the wheat crop.
Crop rotation improves soil health.
Crop rotation improves soil health.
A new crop of students enters the university each year.
A new crop of students enters the university each year.
Crop,
Crop,
Accurate.
accurate,
正確で間違いのないこと。
His predictions were remarkably accurate.
his predictions were remarkably accurate.
Accurate information is essential for research.
Accurate information is essential for research.
She made an accurate shot in the game.
She made an accurate shot in the game.
Accurate.
Accurate,
Resort.
resort,
休暇を過ごす場所、または頼ること。
They spent their vacation at a beach resort.
they spent their vacation at a beach resort.
He had to resort to borrowing money.
He had to resort to borrowing money.
The resort offers many recreational activities.
The resort offers many recreational activities.
Resort.
Resort,
Bond.
bond,
強い結びつき、または接着すること。
The experience created a bond between them.
the experience created a bond between them.
The glue bonds the pieces together.
The glue bonds the pieces together.
Family bonds are important.
Family bonds are important.
Bond.
Bond,
Blush.
blush,
顔をあからめること、またはその赤み。
She blushed when complimented.
she blushed when complimented.
He noticed her blush and smiled.
He noticed her blush and smile.
A blush spread across her cheeks.
A blush spread across her cheeks.
Blush.
Blush,
Monument.
monument,
重要な人や出来事を記念する建造物。
The monument stands in the city center.
the monument stands in the city center.
They visited a historical monument.
They visited a historical monument.
The monument is a popular tourist attraction.
The monument is a popular tourist attraction.
Monument.
Monument,
Thorough.
thorough,
完全で細部にわたること。
He conducted a thorough investigation.
he conducted a thorough investigation.
The doctor gave her a thorough checkup.
The doctor gave her a thorough checkup.
A thorough cleaning is necessary.
A thorough cleaning is necessary.
Thorough.
Thorough,
Conservative.
conservative,
伝統的な価値や態度を支持すること。
His views are quite conservative.
his views are quite conservative.
The party has a conservative approach.
The party has a conservative approach.
She dresses in a conservative style.
She dresses in a conservative style.
Conservative.
Conservative,
acquire,
acquire,
手に入れるまたは得ること。
She acquired a taste for fine wine.
she acquired a taste for fine wine.
The company acquired a new client.
The company acquired a new client.
He acquired his skills through practice.
He acquired his skills through practice.
Acquire,
Acquire,
ripe,
ripe,
完全に熟して食べ頃の。
The fruit is ripe and ready to eat.
the fruit is ripe and ready to eat.
The tomatoes are not yet ripe.
The tomatoes are not yet ripe.
The time is ripe for change.
The time is ripe for change.
Ripe,
Ripe,
lecture,
lecture,
教育的な講話、またはそのような話をすること。
She attended a lecture on history.
she attended a lecture on history.
The professor lectured on economics.
The professor lectured on economics.
He gave a lecture to the students.
He gave a lecture to the students.
Lecture,
Lecture,
function,
function,
特定の目的または活動、またはそのために働くこと。
The function of the heart is to pump blood.
the function of the heart is to pump blood.
The device functions as a router.
The device functions as a router.
They attended a social function.
They attended a social function.
Function,
Function,
bullet,
bullet,
銃から発射される金属製の弾。
The bullet missed its target.
the bullet missed its target.
He was hit by a stray bullet.
He was hit by a stray bullet.
Bulletproof vests can save lives.
Bulletproof vests can save lives.
Bullet,
Bullet,
superstition.
superstition,
根拠のない信念や恐れ、しばしば運命や未来に関連する。
Walking under a ladder is a common superstition.
walking under a ladder is a common superstition.
She believes in the superstition about black cats.
She believes in the superstition about black cats.
Superstitions can influence behavior.
Superstitions can influence behavior.
Superstition,
Superstition,
substantial.
substantial,
かなりの量または大きさ。
They made substantial profits.
they made substantial profits.
A substantial meal satisfies hunger.
A substantial meal satisfies hunger.
The project requires substantial funding.
The project requires substantial funding.
Substantial,
Substantial,
partial,
partial,
完全でなく、一部分に限られた。
he has a partial understanding of the issue,
he has a partial understanding of the issue,
the victory was only partial,
the victory was only partial,
there was partial damage to the building,
there was partial damage to the building,
partial,
partial,
allowance,
allowance,
定期的に与えられる金額、または許される範囲。
he receives a monthly travel allowance,
he receives a monthly travel allowance,
an allowance for error is necessary,
an allowance for error is necessary,
she gives her children a weekly allowance,
she gives her children a weekly allowance,
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 unite,
unite,
一つにまとめること。
the two companies decided to unite,
the two companies decided to unite,
they united in their efforts to help,
they united in their efforts to help,
the cause united people from different backgrounds,
the cause united people from different backgrounds,
unite,
unite,
journal,
journal,
定期的に発行される出版物、または個人の日記。
she published an article in a medical journal,
she published an article in a medical journal,
he keeps a journal of his travels,
he keeps a journal of his travels,
reading scientific journals is part of my job,
reading scientific journals is part of my job,
journal,
journal,
abstract,
abstract,
具体的でない概念、または要約。
his ideas were too abstract for me,
his ideas were too abstract for me,
the abstract summarizes the research,
the abstract summarizes the research,
she prefers abstract art,
she prefers abstract art,
abstract,
abstract,
accent,
accent,
発音の特徴、または強調すること。
he speaks with a British accent,
he speaks with a British accent,
the accent is on the second syllable,
the accent is on the second syllable,
she accented the positive aspects,
she accented the positive aspects,
accent,
accent,
approve,
approve,
正式に認めるまたは賛成すること。
the plan was approved by the board,
the plan was approved by the board,
I don't approve of his behavior,
I don't approve of his behavior,
the loan was approved,
the loan was approved,
approve,
approve,
Stem.
Stem.
植物の主要な支持部、または由来すること。
The rose has a long stem.
The rose has a long stem.
The problem stems from a misunderstanding.
The problem stems from a misunderstanding.
Stem cells have the potential to become different types of cells.
Stem cells have the potential to become different types of cell.
Stem.
Stem.
Urge.
Urge.
強く進めること、または衝動。
They urged him to apply for the job.
They urged him to apply for the job.
She felt an urge to travel.
She felt an urge to travel.
The campaign urges healthy eating.
The campaign urges healthy eating.
Urge.
Urge.
Reduce.
Reduce.
量や大きさを小さくすること。
We need to reduce our expenses.
We need to reduce our expenses.
The treatment reduced the pain.
The treatment reduced the pain.
Reduce the heat and simmer the sauce.
Reduce the heat and simmer the sauce.
Reduce.
Reduce.
Split.
Split.
分けること、または分裂。
They decided to split the profits.
They decided to split the profits.
The group was split on the decision.
The group was split on the decision.
The wood split easily.
The wood split easily.
Split.
Split.
Democracy.
Democracy.
政治的な決定が国民によって行われるシステム。
The country is a model of democracy.
The country is a model of democracy.
They fought for democracy and freedom.
They fought for democracy and freedom.
Democracy allows for free elections.
Democracy allows for free election.
Democracy.
Democracy.